What is up, YouTube? James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon Singles Battle Spot series. Today, we're going to be using a brand new team with the team of Excadrill, Hawlucha, Gyarados, Como, Tapu Koko, and Ferrothorn. Let's get started. And this duo caught my attention. The Hawlucha plus Tapu Koko, an extremely strong duo. I have played Gen 7 OU, well, at least when I did, like Tapu Koko plus Hawlucha was pretty much everywhere on the ladder, and it's super strong with the Electric Seed plus Burden, and then Hawlucha gets Swords Dance. This variant's a bit interesting. High Jump Kick is something I'm not really sure. Like, I don't really see High Jump Kick on the Unburdened set. It's usually, the one I'm used to is like Drain Punch, Acrobatic, Swords Dance, and then you have one filler move. We have Encore on the Hawlucha. We got a Sash Lead Excadrill. We got Choice Banded Pharaoh. We got 3 attacks Mega Gyarados with no crunch, which is interesting. But yeah, it should be pretty fun. A lot of setup. I do love playing setup in general in VGC. So let's see. I don't really enjoy it as much as singles, but we'll see how it works. We got a opponent with a very heavy rain team. We got Swampert. Okay, Swampert, we got Swampert, Pelipper, Ludicolo, Salamence, Ferrothorn, and the Tapu Koko on my opponent's side. So there's a lot of things to note. One, my Ferrothorn can put in a lot of work, but I'm not exactly too sure. The Salamence is going to be interesting. I really do like my Como in this matchup, though. I feel like the best way to handle this matchup is lead Koko with Como and Hawlucha back, and I set up for one of the win conditions with either Hawlucha or Como, and I definitely need a Reflect Up, I feel like, or maybe a Light Screen too, because a Light Screen would allow me to beat Ludicolo, although I'm not really too worried about Ludicolo because of the fact that Hawlucha, after its Unburden boost, should be able to outspeed the Ludicolo even after rain. And yeah, and if you lead Pelipper here, which you're forced to if you want to start off with the rain mode right away, I'm going to be able to get a screen up, or I could threaten the Volt Switch immediately, and I think you're forced to go into Swampert then. So let's see what my opponent's going to opt for. As I will lead my Tapu Koko, I do think I want to set that Light Screen. Pelipper is going to come out. I feel like you would go a hard Swampert here, but since I'm not exactly too sure of what you have in the back, I do just want to fire off a... I could go Eater. I'm trying to think, who would he bring out? I feel like it would be Ludicolo. I'm thinking Ludicolo is a Z move on this team, so I'm worried about the Z move. I think I will set up my Light Screen first, and I don't want to Volt Switch. My opponent could U-turn here. Yeah, as we're probably going to see a U-turn here. But Light Screen up is going to allow my Hawlucha to survive an attack from the Ludicolo, which is pretty big as U-turn does come out. So I could have thrown off a Volt Switch and probably knocked out the Pelipper. But however, I don't want to do that because I don't know who my opponent has in the back, whether it's like Salamence, whether it's Ludicolo. Like, all those 3 options, I got to figure out which my opponent brought here. And I can't exactly tell based on just a Pelipper lead by itself. I'm assuming it's one Swift Swimmer and Salamence in the back most likely. Although Como could be in the back potentially. I could see Koko in the back potentially for my opponent, but it really just depends on what my opponent feels like is the best here. Salamence walls my Hawlucha better, as Tapu Koko would be taking a +2 high jump kick, which I have, and not sure if that KOs, but if I just get a bit of chip on the Koko, it would be pretty big. My opponent's thinking really hard about what you want to switch into, and I do agree because I have options to set up here. And I'm guessing you might have Ludicolo in the back if you're thinking about this much, and yeah, you're going to bring out Salamence, which is amazing. I kind of want to throw off a Gleam here immediately, or I could go for Reflect here. Reflect is also pretty beneficial. I'm just worried about if you get a sub up, but I think Reflect here is okay here, because getting these screens up for the next few turns, like I have 7 turns of Light Screen currently, and I'm about to have 8 turns of Reflect starting now, so this Salamence really shouldn't be able to touch my Koko, and then I can just fire off Gleams here. Salamence could Dragon Dance, it could Substitute. It can even just throw off an Earthquake, but I don't think throwing off just an Earthquake is a good play. I think you go for a Dragon Dance or you go for Substitute right here. Maybe you're going to try to Roost Stall, as my opponent's going to stay in normal form. Okay. Probably just Dragon Dance here? Yeah, okay. That is a bit problematic, but since you can't KO my Tapu Koko in one hit, Gleam should be an okay play to knock out the Salamence here. Well, not knock out the Salamence, but it's going to do a lot of damage depending on how the Salamence is trained. And when you decide to KO me is when I can get my Hawlucha in potentially. So you are going to Mega Evolve here with Salamence, probably just to gain the bit of extra bulk as well as the attack boost here. And let's see what the Salamence decides to go for. Probably an Earthquake or maybe just another Dragonite. Okay. So I think that allows my opponent to outspeed my Hawlucha, but it really comes down to how much does single target Gleam do. Because if single target Gleam does over 60%, you can't really Roost Stall me. Oh yeah, you're not going to be able to Roost Stall me. I'm doing 75%. Another one will knock you out. Well, I guess you... That's +2 Earthquake. I mean, I Reflect up. And since Reflect is a really boost in singles compared to like it is in doubles where Reflect and Light Screen would be like 0.67 reduced. This is... I mean, come on, this is, ooh, it is able to knock me out. Tapu Koko goes down. Alright, if Hawlucha doesn't outspeed, I guess we're in trouble. You're doubled in speed, but I want to say Salamence is probably faster than Hawlucha. Yeah, I want to say Salamence is faster than Hawlucha. Electric Seed. Let's throw off the acrobatics. Wow. I did not expect Salamence to be able to knock out my Tapu Koko with a single target. It has to be admin, but I don't feel like it's bulky, so I feel like it'd be max attack, max speed potentially. And that means I would probably lose to the Salamence right here. It would outspeed my Hawlucha. But if Hawlucha is able to outspeed, I'm actually in a pretty okay position, depending on what's in the back. Gonna Roost here? Why would you ever Roost? Oh, maybe to get back enough health so you live like a double edge recall? Maybe if that's the case, I can always Encore to Salamence. I will Encore to Salamence because I think double edge recall would still knock you out. Yeah, if you're gonna Roost, I can Swords Dance up and then... yeah. Huh. I get to Encore to Salamence. That's locked in for 3 turns, so I can go for 2 Swords Dances, then Acrobatics, and definitely knock out the Salamence that way. Yeah, you're locked in for 3 more turns. Swords Dance up. Yeah, this doesn't look bad at all. I guess my opponent didn't want to trade Mence for Hawlucha. But I'll take it because I'm about to knock out your entire team if you stay in. And Swords Dance should allow me to knock out everything at +2. I'm pretty sure Salamence goes down to an Acrobatics afterwards. And I still have my screens up, which is really nice here. Having those screens up is absolutely big. I guess the question is, what kind of moveset is the Pelipper? Scald, U-turn, Roost, Defog, potentially? It could have, like, Tailwind or Hurricane, for instance, but I feel like those are more rare. But, yeah. If you stay in with Salamence, even 1 turn, you're forced to switch out, yeah. Pelipper gonna come out. I really don't think Pelipper can knock me out. Although I think Acrobatics is still the best play, although Pelipper might be able to survive this because of the fact that Pelipper is... I just don't want to get burned, that's the thing. My opponent has Scald, I don't want to get burned. And yeah, I think... I could also go Como potentially if I really want to, but then again I'm risking Hurricane, so no, that's never the play. Acrobatics is a little bit off on knocking out the Pelipper, but it's going to be a Hurricane that does exactly half. Guess the confusion though. Light screen wears off. Yeah, the light screen. With the light screen, I knew I was going to survive a Hurricane. I'm going to have to hit through some attacks though. I'm going to have to hit off. I got to hit through confusion at least once. Or I'm completely screwed. Actually, no, because then I could get in my... It comes down to what's in the back, I think. I don't believe you would bring Pelipper without a Weather Setter. I mean, without a Swift Swim user. So I don't think Koko's in the back, unless you're beating it. I mean, yeah, Acrobatics is my best play no matter what. Okay, we break through, nice. Swords Dance would have been the better play, but I guess I'm still going to be risking the confusion either way. So the Pelipper goes down here, which is nice. Reflect is going to wear off. If Salamence comes out, I have to hit an Acrobatics and hope that recoil from Double Edge does knock out the Salamence. Otherwise, I'm still in trouble. Salamence is going to come back out. I think I need a +3 to knock out the Salamence. I think this is going to be a bit shy if we do get the Acrobatics off. But if we are... Oh, nice. Okay, perfect. We snap out. Perfect. Acrobatics going to come out on Salamence. And... Oh my... That just did so much damage. That's insane. That damage is actually insane. Oh, and it's Ludicolo in the back. Oh, tasty. Let's go. Acrobatics. Ooh. As the match is going to be forfeited. So, Hawlucha cleaning up the game. Wow. I thought it was over. I thought it would be over. But then again, we still had Como in the back, and if I got my Z move off, I might have been able to. It just depends on how much I take from Ice Beam from Ludicolo, I guess, like what kind of set it is. I'm pretty sure Ludicolo is 1+1 attack from Como. Actually, no, I have Poison Jab on this Como, so I would be able to knock out the Ludicolo with Poison Jab. I guess it comes down to... But I wouldn't be set up. Like, let's say I didn't knock out the Salamence there. If I wasn't able to knock out Salamence there, I guess it could have been pretty bad. But able to pull through. Hawlucha putting in so much work. I guess the correct play, though, was the Swords Dance on the Pelipper. But I just didn't want to get burned, because if it got burned, it didn't matter if I got +4. Because I still want to be able to knock out Mence. And I was hoping Acrobatics maybe knocks out Pelipper. But a bulky Pelipper able to survive that. Our second game is going to be a Tapu Lele, Blaziken, Landorus Variant, Breloom, Kangaskhan, and Mimikyu. Okay. Screens are looking tempting again. I do really like screens quite a bit here. I kind of like Excadrill here, but I know Excadrill is probably not the play. Mimikyu's hard to deal with. Oh yeah, Mimikyu's going to be annoying to deal with. Although Mold Breaker on Excadrill is probably like the point of having this. Como could win if I set up. I just don't know if it's worth setting up Como or if it's worth setting up my... I just don't know if it's worth, because like I can see how Lucha sweeping the game if I get one SD off. Como's harder to set up on... what kind of Como is this, by the way? Is this Overcoat or is this soundproof? Oh, it's bulletproof. Oh, then I don't want to bring this in this game because I don't avoid Spore. I avoid Bullet Seed. At least I think I avoid Bullet Seed, but it doesn't avoid... isn't that like one of the worst abilities on Como? Oh, shoot. I took way too much time to think. I didn't even realize how much the timer was running down. Okay, we're going with 3 random Pokemon. Let's see how this works. I'm hoping it gives me Hawlucha, potentially. I'm hoping it gives me Koko, Excadrill, and Hawlucha. I kind of want to lead Excadrill. Koko does lead. Okay, so I at least got screens up. Blaziken's gonna come out. I like leading. Oh, that kind of sucks. Ooh, they gave me the Pokemon I wanted. Perfect. How much do I need my seed to win the game? I don't think I kind of need it. Well, if I have... I'm trying to think. I should probably reflect here. Or do I want to Volt Switch? I just don't want Hawlucha taking too much damage. I feel like Blaziken might Swords Dance here, or it actually protects. Okay. So that works out for me because I do get a Reflect up, and now I can go Volt Switch out of my Hawlucha, I think. Which I really like. Yeah, I thought my opponent was just going to Swords Dance or attack the Koko, but not going to risk anything. I see Volt Switch going to come out. This should do some big damage because it looks like it's max invested still. Here comes the Swords Dance. Yep, there is the Swords Dance. Volt Switch going to come out. I'm gonna go Hawlucha. I think I'm gonna Encore the Blaziken. Wait, we haven't seen a Mega Evolve, have we? It's Kangaskhan as a Mega for sure. He might be Z-move on the Blaziken. Maybe the play was to go Excadrill there. Like, you might attack here expecting me to Sword Stance or something. I feel like you would protect here. Yet I feel like Acrobatics is just a no drawback play. Because I don't think I'm sweeping with Hawlucha in this game. I feel like Hawlucha is going to be more of just try to get rid of things from my Excadrill to win the game. Let's see. I do have Electric Seed plus Reflect Up. I mean, maybe if I Sword Stance. But the problem is I feel like Mimikyu comes back in and Revenge KOs Hawlucha. So I don't think there's a point. I don't think there's a point of setting up. Oh, that's bad. This one's a Baton Pass variant. Alright, what's coming up? Ooh. It is Mimikyu coming out, okay. That's not so bad. How fast is that Mimikyu? It's +3, so it's gonna outspeed my Hawlucha most likely. I really don't want to switch on to Excadrill. And I Reflect plus Electric Seed up anyway, so I might be able to live a hit. Play rough, yeah, that shouldn't KO me. Acrobatics. Oh, I get a crit. Unfortunate crit for my opponent. I mean, I was probably going to go hard Excadrill the following turn. Take the attack. I just don't know if I take the attack in the Z move. Well, if it's all up pummeling Mimikyu, that was problematic. Blaziken going to come out. I really want Sword Stance here. I don't know. Who do you have in the back if you're not bringing out, like, Landorus? I'm going to Acrobatics. Like, if you protect here, I can Encore you into protect potentially. Yeah. And I'd rather just go for Acrobatics right here. Maybe it's Kang in the back. I got so lucky in this battle. Yeah, I'm just gonna fire up an Acrobatics. No point. I don't think I need to set up to win the game anyway. Yeah. Second Acrobatics off. Knock out the Blaziken, which is really nice. And then we get to find out that last Pokemon. Maybe it is Landorus, but the fact is Landorus might not have a move that can beat Hawlucha to Reflect plus the Electric Seed boost. No, it is Kang. Okay. Let's see. Baek's not going to do much. I'm going to high jump kick. Match is just going to be forfeit. Okay. Okay, so I'm not going to say that I didn't deserve the battle, but I think I would have lost if the Mimikyu... It really just depends, right? Because of the fact it depends on how well I'm able to handle the Mimikyu. Because if... Acrobatics might have KO'd if I'm adamant max attack. Maybe it does KO Mimikyu, who knows? Maybe the crit didn't matter, but I'm pretty sure it did because... Oh, Mimikyu doesn't have the best defenses in the world. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it did, though. And if it did matter, would have been hard to break through it. Ooh, 1600s. We reached 1600s. Not the way I wanted to reach 1600s, though. But we take those as a second... No, we have our third opponent here. Gallade Gardevoir. Superior, Zapdos, Excadrill, and... Yeah, but the last battle was going to be really tough to break through Mimikyu. And I would have probably had to use so many resources that I just wouldn't have enough for the combination of Blaziken plus Kangaskhan in the back, I feel like. Unless the Kangaskhan's slower than my Excadrill, but I kind of doubt it. So, in this battle, let's focus. And I like Koko a lot. Koko, Hawlucha. Like, Hawlucha just eats my opponent's team up. Acrobatics, Acrobatics. Acrobatics, Acrobatics, high jump kick. The problem is the Zapdos. The Zapdos is like the one big issue. Do I want to bring Gyarados in this game? No, I'd rather bring Como. Yeah, I think Como can beat the Zapdos. The problem is the Fairy type in Gardevoir. So I gotta watch out for the Gardevoir. Gardevoir Zapdos is actually gonna be really... Gardevoir Zapdos is actually a hard thing to break through with his team, isn't it? Because I don't have a Pokemon that's efficient in dealing with both of them, other than Excadrill, but I'm not sure does Excadrill actually has a move that can touch both these Pokemon. It has Rock Tomb, I guess. Which I guess Rock Tomb could have helped. But the problem is I don't know how much it does to a Zapdos, and if that's like a bulky Zapdos, yeah, then I'm in trouble. So let's see what my opponent decides to lead here. Kind of wish this Koko had Nature's Madness too. Let's see. Gonna be a superior lead, okay. I could Volt Switch right away into... Do I want my screens up? I guess that's the question. I don't need Reflect in this game. I don't. I just need Light Screen. I'm gonna go for Light Screen. I'm gonna go for Light Screen for sure. The problem is I don't know my opponent's gonna read a Volt Switch and go for Glare the following turn. So I'm thinking of just sacking my Koko here. Yet it might not be the smartest play. Storm doesn't do anything. You might Glare here, but I feel like Volt Switch is the optimal play. I feel like keeping Koko around is actually useful. So I'm gonna Volt Switch. If Zapdos comes out, it's gonna be really hard to break through the Gardevoir plus this Superior. I'm gonna go Hawlucha. Take the Leaf Storm at +2. Or the Glare potentially. Or you might sub here. Get the Electric Seed boost. And Leaf Storm, okay. I guess the question is, do I live Thunderbolt? I think I might live Thunderbolt afterward. And I don't want this thing going for a Glare here on my Hawlucha because that just cripples it entirely. So I'll go for Acrobatics right here. And if my opponent gives me Superior, great, because that's one Pokemon I don't have to worry about Glare from. And... I'm sure if you go to hard Zapdos, because Zapdos might not be able to knock out Hawlucha. You might try to get more damage off on the Hawlucha, or just to... Or again, try to Glare to neuter the Hawlucha for, let's say, the Gardevoir potentially in the back. So I'll go for Acrobatics here. I get Chip on the... I get Chip anyway, which is nice. The problem is, again, dealing with that Gardevoir. Although Gardevoir doesn't... If it's Mega Gardevoir, it doesn't tend to run... If it's... I'm not soundproof, though. I'm not soundproof on the... Yeah, Zapdos? Yeah, good play. Alright. The problem is I'm so used to having soundproof. Acrobatics. Decent chunk, but yeah, it just doesn't do anything. I think I want a Sword Stance here. I kind of want to go in a Como, but the problem is if I bring Como, I could be baiting out the Gardevoir. I'm going to Sword Stance here and try to get as much damage onto Zapdos as possible. It's going to go for Toxic. Okay. Well, that's really smart because of the fact I don't think Thunderbolt knocks out Hawlucha. Man, I wish it was Drain right now. So Toxic's going to be annoying to deal with, yet I don't feel like you have Protect. So I'm just going to High Jump Kick to Zapdos. High Jump Kick I feel like should do 70%. Let's see... Acrobatics did a decent amount. It comes down to how much does High Jump Kick do? And if I miss, that's like really awful here. Maybe I should have brought Excadrill in the back. Yeah, maybe I should have brought Excadrill. Here comes the High Jump Kick into the Zapdos. Ooh, very nice damage. As Thunderbolt's going to come out. Okay. Doing. Not able to knock out, but I feel like I will go down to a... Poison? Or if I don't, that's really nice, but I think I do. Alright, comes down to, I think, do I predict Gardevoir in the back? Let's see. I think Como and click Poison Jab? Or do I just go for the Z move? Because it really just depends. I feel like you do have Gardevoir in the back. Actually, wait, no. I could just Dragon Dance here. What am I saying? I could Dragon Dance and then Poison Jab should be able to knock out Gardevoir. Unless it's Scarf. That's like the only thing. Oh, wait. I could avoid a Moonblast if that's like Scarf Gardevoir. Yeah, I really like the Dragon Dance play here, actually. Are you gonna Toxic? No, I don't think you Toxic here. Would you? Yeah, you're gonna withdraw Gardevoir. I'm pretty sure into Gardevoir. Yeah, okay. Oh man, maybe what I should have done was switch out Hawlucha, get in Como. Piercing Bulletproof doesn't matter as I Dragon Dance up. All right, comes down to how bulky the Gardevoir is, and they don't tend to run bulk in singles. That's more of a VGC thing. So Poison Jab, do your thing. I'm hoping Poison Jab can knock out Gardevoir. Otherwise, we're in a lot of problems. So my opponent tried to avoid the Z move by going Gardevoir, and I think that is the correct play as Mega Gardevoir. I think it still has a base 65 defense. Can Poison Jab finish off the Gardevoir? This is really big. Come on. Come on, come on. I know it's not stab as +1. Oh, that didn't do anything, and Hyper Voice is going to be able to come through. Actually, wait, I could still win with Koko potentially. I might be able to still win with Koko. I actually might still be able to win with Koko. I think it depends on... no, I don't... If Leaf Storm is a low roll, maybe I can win. I can't get a light screen. Yeah, I have one more turn of light screen. Gleam here. In case Superior tries to come in. I Volt Switch to Zapdos. Oh, I really regret not going hard Como earlier because the damage on the Gardevoir was so nice. But then again, it would have been hard to break through Zapdos anyway, so I needed to chip on the Zapdos. Maybe I should have gone... I'll talk after battle because we're still in this game. You should bring out Superior here. I don't think you bring out Zapdos. Because you know I'm a support, Koko. So you should bring out Superior. It also stalls out electric terrain turns. If you go, because of the fact that if I am able to live a Leaf Storm and 2 Gleams knock out Superior, which I'm not even sure if they do, then maybe you can stall out electric terrain turns for your Zapdos. Yeah, Superior comes out. I did a decent amount with Volt Switch. And I don't light screen here. Maybe I have to hope for a dodge at this point. Gleam? Okay, it is looking like a 2 KO, but does Leaf Storm just KO me? Koko, if I needed you to get 1 knockout, KO the Superior right now. Let's go. Koko. Show me why you are a beast. Okay. Did we knock out Zapdos is like the one question. That's the one question on everyone's mind. You're like a 25, 30? Yeah. This is... let's see. Volt Switch. For sure. This is KO Zapdos. Support Tapu Koko for the end game sweep. No way. No way. That did not just happen. But it did. So, let me talk about what I think I could have done better. I think I go Hawlucha. I double out on a Como. But if Como takes a Toxic, I guess that's annoying. Then I Poison Jab to Gardevoir. Then I could... Okay. Yeah, now I realize what the play is. I go Hawlucha. On his Zapdos comes out, I get a bit of chip with like acrobatics. Then I switch out into Como, take the Toxic. Then you're probably gonna go Gardevoir like you did. I Poison Jab there. Then I withdraw into. I think I might sack Koko there to get in Hawlucha, and then I let Zapdos come in, knock me out, and then I get Como in. Yeah, I get Como in. and Dragon Dance once, and then I think I win the game from there, because Poison Jabs plus my I still have my Z move intact for the Zapdos would be able to finish it off. So I think that was the better play overall. I should have probably thought about that more, but my end games instead, like, I was really banking on being able to get the Poison Jab knockout, but that Gardevoir was actually bulky. Or maybe it's just Komo's weak, or maybe it's like a mixture of both. Because I don't know if this is like how invested the Como is, because it does have 2 physical attacks and Dragon Dance. So maybe it does have special attack investment more than physical attack investment. But thank you for all tuning in to the episode of the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon Singles Battle Spot Series. Second battle. I feel like I did get incredibly lucky. I'll post a calc right here on the screen. So if it did matter, it did probably. So if it did, well, it also depends on the Mimikyu set, but I'm guessing it was just 4 HP, max attack, max speed. And that's what I'm basically assuming. But maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't, but I'm just saying it could have potentially been. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. You can check out the QR code down in the description if you do want to try the team alongside me. You can check out my other stuff on the channel, such as my side series and all that good stuff. And hopefully I will be able to play better in the next episode, because I realized I wasn't playing that great in today's episode. However, hopefully we'll be back with a stronger me, and I will hopefully be able to take some clean wins. But until we battle again, my friends, have a great day, people, and I will see you around soon.